Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know this rush hour of March 3, Tuesday. I'm Riza Diaz. Jump-starting today's rush with at least 2 congressmen losing key posts as House Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano insists there's an ouster plot against him. Ria Fernandez with the story.
Despite the denial of some lawmakers, House Speaker Alan Cayetano insists there is indeed an ouster plot against him. A proof, he says, is why party list Representative Lito Atienza's previous statement about a change in leadership. Atienza issued such a call when he appealed to the House leaders to hear the franchise renewal bid of ABS-CBN. But the House Committee on Legislative Franchises and even Speaker Cayetano remained firm that it is not a priority. Now, Cayetano claims the ABS-CBN franchise is not the only issue being hurled against him.
Meron ding kilalaman dito yung mga sinisingil ng Kongreso. I think before we adjourn, at least 40 billion ang mapoproduce ng Kongreso sa mga pumayag na magbayad at sa ibang mga iniimbestigahan.
Atienza answered Cayetano's claims while urging the House Speaker to stop creating a scenario of treachery. He believes this issue is only meant to veer away from talks about the TV network's franchise renewal.
Gumagawa ng drama ito, then he will be the one to move for a declaration of positions vacant. Why? Because he wants an election now and not to honor the agreement that he entered into.
That agreement is the term sharing with Marinduque Representative Alan Velasco, whose 2 allies were booted from their committee chairmanships amid the coup rumors. During the plenary, Senior Deputy Majority Leader Jesus Crispin Remulla motioned to remove Davao City Representative Isidro Ungab as Appropriations Chairman. He was replaced by ACT-CIS Representative Eric Yap. Oriental Mindoro Representative Doy Leachon was also axed as the head contingent of the House's Electoral Tribunal. Cayetano's defender, Kabayan Party List Representative Ron Salo, took over. It can be recalled that Cayetano warned to strip off the committee chairmanships of those who are against him. Leachon says Cayetano only made up the scenario to foil his term sharing with Velasco to push for the budget insertions. Meanwhile, Congressman Ungab says the truth will prevail in the end. For News 5, Ria Fernandez, we are One News.
Inquiry into the so-called Pastilla scheme continues at the Senate. This time, the spotlight is on a father and son tandem manning key positions at the Bureau of Immigration. The 2 allegedly received protection from former Justice Secretary Vitaliano Aguirre in implementing the modus. Jen Climon has the story.
The Bureau of Immigration's former Ports Operations Division Chief Marcred Marinas was grilled during the Senate committee hearing on the alleged pastillas racket within the agency. Whistleblower Alison Cheong pointed to Marinas as the mind behind the bribery scheme, which allows Chinese nationals to freely enter the country for a fee of 10,000 pesos. But Marinas denied the allegations.
Noong pong panahon ko, wala pong pastilla scheme na nangyayari. Hindi ko po alam ang pastilla scheme na binabanggit ni Mr. Alison Cheong.
So, ibig niyo pong sabihin nagsisinungaling si Mr. Chong?
Yes, Your Honor.
Marinas and his father Maynardo held key positions in the Immigrations Bureau. Both were in charge of the review and approval of the visa upon arrival of Chinese nationals.
There's a father-son tandem, but if there's no interference or intervention in the actual performance of the work, I think there would be nothing unethical in that particular.
But columnist Ramon Tulfo, who also testified in the Senate, was pointing his fingers at former Justice Secretary Vitaliano Aguirre. He claimed that Aguirre protects the father-son duo. Tulfo added that Aguirre appointed them in the Bureau when he was heading the DOJ.
Base po sa sinabi sa akin ni Mr. Chong, siya po yung protector ng sindikato. He castrated the powers of Commissioner Morente. Ang power po siya kasi dapat to hire and fire or reassign immigration personnel should be laid on the responsibility of Mr. Morente, Commissioner Morente.
Tulfo alleged that a chartered helicopter was used to remit money to Aguirre, who was then in Mulanay, Quezon. Aguirre denied the allegations, saying the claims made by Tulfo were absolute lies and complete fabrications. Aguirre said he hopes to testify in the Senate to clear his name. He seeks to file charges against Tufo. 5 immigration officials have been dismissed over the Pastillas scheme. Reporting for News 5, Jen Calimon. We are One News.
Labor groups fear that the global coronavirus disease outbreak could result in an employment crisis, but authorities say there is nothing to worry about. Maricel Galili reports.
As cases of COVID-19 surge across the globe and as countries impose travel bans left and right, overseas Filipino workers are fearing the worst, losing their jobs. The Trade Union Congress of the Philippines claimed that land-based OFWs will be directly affected.
Ito yung mga overseas Filipino workers na tinatayan natin mawawalan din ng trabaho dahil yung bansang pinagtatrabahuan nila ay maapektuhan din.
But the Overseas Worker Welfare Administration brushed off these worries.
On the contrary, the pool of foreign employers in these affected areas is greater than ever in the sense na nakita nila yung kalidad ng mga Filipino workers.
But it's a different story for China. OWA admitted that there has been an evident impact on job orders from the Middle Kingdom. Last year, about 7,500 Filipino workers were sent to China. OFWs in Macau are also being closely monitored.
Some of them have been placed on forced leave. But the Consulate General's Office and the Polo, OWA welfare officer there, are in close touch with the Macau Ministry of Labor.
There have also been reports of Filipinos allegedly being barred entry to Saudi Arabia. KSA currently has no travel ban on OFWs.
We understand that the government announced that they would be rejecting, or the Umrah pilgrims would not be allowed to come to the country, and also tourist visas would not be issued to those countries where the COVID is found.
The Foreign Affairs Department said it will clarify Saudi's policy on the matter. For now, deployment of OFWs in the Arab country will continue.
Until makatanggap po tayo ng clear information if there is a travel ban indeed dun sa Saudi natin, ongoing pa rin po yung pagki-clear natin.
Meanwhile, in North Gyeongsang Province, South Korea, where the country has imposed a travel ban, the health department is uncertain if it can provide Filipinos with face masks.
I don't know if we can accommodate this kind of request for now because, as I've said, our existing logistics are just enough for our medical workers.
The Interagency Task Force is set to discuss the possible expansion of a travel ban in South Korea on Tuesday. For News 5, Maricel Halili, we are One News.
Now here are the latest on the COVID-19 outbreak. While there is still no local transmission of the virus in the Philippines, 14 repatriates from the Diamond Princess cruise ship have shown symptoms of the disease, but none of them tested positive. The number of suspected cases of COVID-19 in the Philippines remains at 43, with over 500 PUIs already sent home. However, the World Health Organization says SARS-CoV-2, or the virus causing COVID-19, is spreading much more rapidly outside China. That's after the COVID-19 death toll in the United States jumped to 6 on Monday. But the World Health Organization still believes it can be contained. A team of WHO experts arrived in Tehran to support the ongoing effort to contain the virus in the Middle East. As it stands, there are over 90,000 COVID-19 cases worldwide. 3,085 of them have died, while more than half of the patients have already recovered. The Environment Department and water concessionaires of Maynilad are now looking into sources of water supply as the summer season draws near. Shala Francisco has the report.
For close to a month now, Danilo, who resides in Quezon City, has had to live with a 4-hour water interruption 3 times a week.
Mahirap yung dati hindi ka nang lumalabas, umigib. Ngayon, dati sa sahod ka na sa tulo, okay na. Ngayon, tatabuin mo pa.
He is one of 5.5 million Maynilad customers experiencing 6 to 18-hour daily water supply cuts. The concessionaire is strictly imposing the schedule as Ipo Dam is now almost a meter below its maintaining level. Maynilad now has no choice but to rely on Angat Dam. But water allocation for Metro Manila from the dam is currently reduced at 42 cubic meters per second.
Wala na pong naitutulong yung Ipo Dam. So ang talagang pinagkakasya po namin dito sa Metro Manila ay kung ano po yung nire-release na tubig mula sa Angat Dam.
But Maynilad has no plans of extending the hours of water interruption. With the increased demand during the summer season, Maynilad will be utilizing rivers in Cavite starting next month.
Ikakabit po namin yung in-order namin ng mga modular treatment plant. Ito po yung parang mga nasa container van lang siya. So ilalagay lang siya, parang plug and play lang siya, na pwede na po siyang mag-treat ng water and then after that, i-distribute na po namin.
DNR for its part is now studying the possibility of using Manila Bay as an alternative water source.
Kung pwedeng magkaroon tayo ng desalination dyan.
For Manila Water, a comprehensive technical and economic study is needed if Manila Bay will be used as a water source. Maynilad meanwhile warns of its impact on water rates.
Kaya lang, sa kasalukuyang panahon, medyo mahal pa siya na mag-construct and at the same time, mahal din yung operating cost.
DNR says it is open to proposals from the private sector given the cost of desalinating Manila Bay. Shaila Francisco, VR1 News.
Here are the biggest stories from the dailies. The Freeman reports that the effects of the 5.5 magnitude quake in Leyte was felt all the way to neighboring islands, including Cebu, Bohol, and Negros. The earthquake was originally recorded at 5.7 magnitude but was later downgraded to 5.5. The quake damaged some structures in Leyte, while in Talisay, Cebu, classes in elementary to high school were canceled to ensure the safety of students. Malacanang won't stop the country's envoy to the U.S. from talking to American officials about defense agreements, even if President Duterte isn't keen about it. This comes amid reports stating that Ambassador Jose Manuel Romualdez had been in talks with U.S. officials regarding the crafting of a deal similar to the Scrap the Visiting Forces Agreement. And this from Filipino Star ngayon. The list of entries for the Metro Manila Summer Film Festival is out. This includes Tagpuan and Isa Pang Bahaghari, two films that did not make the cut in last year's MMF. That's on top of new films, A Hard Day, The Missing, Love the Way You Lie, Love or Money, Ngayon Kaya, and Coming Home. Now, the first ever Summer Film Fest will kick off with a parade at the Quezon Memorial Circle on April 4 before hitting the cinemas on April 11 to the 21st. After the 9-hour hostage-taking commotion in Greenhills, San Juan, the suspect Alchi Paray is now under police custody. Jenny Dongon has the report.
It was not an ordinary Monday morning for employees, tenants, and patrons of V-Mall in Greenhills. Few hours after its opening, gunshots were heard, causing commotion inside the mall. Police rushed to the site. Some men, as seen in cell phone videos, were seen being carried out of the mall, while other tenants were seen rushing, trying to flee. Minutes later, the Special Weapons and Tactics or SWAT team arrived. A few hours after noontime, San Juan City Mayor Francis Zamora confirmed what has already been circulating online. A hostage-taking is taking place inside the mall. They conducted a first round of talks with a suspect, identified as Alchi Paray, who was able to hold around 30 individuals hostage. Zamora said Paray was a former security personnel of the Safety Armor Security Corporation. He was fired after going on absence without leave for weeks.
Masama ang kanyang loob sapagkat siya'y tinanggal bilang gwardya at nagdesisyon siya kaninang pumunta rito sa shopping center. Una, hinihikayat niya yung ibang mga gwardya na sumama sa kanya, ngunit walang sumama. Pagkatapos yan, siya ay nagdesisyon mang-hostage.
Before the hostage-taking, the suspect shot at security guard who was immediately rushed to the hospital. Authorities say the victim is now in stable condition. Later on, using a handheld radio and a cell phone video, the hostage-taker agreed to speak with his immediate supervisor from the agency.
Kailangan na nating pag-usapan to ng maayos sa Paray. Huwag na nating tagalan to
Kasi kailangan na nating masettle dahil hindi natin gusto na ganitong mangyari sa lugar natin.
Kahit ako sir, hindi ko to gusto eh. Kahit ako, ayaw ko na umabot tayo sa ganito. Pero, sabi ko nga sa'yo, pinaalam ko sa'yo to, wala kang ginawa. Pinaalam ko to kay Grabador sa operation ng sa score ng safeguard, wala rin ginawa.
Several of his superiors then faced the media, apologized to Garay, and offered resignation to appease the suspect. But despite the pleas, Paray refused to end the hostage-taking.
Basta't ang ina-assure ko sa iyo is that bibigyan kita ng safety at saka protection basta't matapos lang natin ang usapang ito at nang hindi na humaba.
Yung ginagawa ko, ako mismo, alam ko kung ano yung kahinatnan ko. Which is, ako, tanggap ko yan. Tanggap ko yan, sir. Kahit ano mangyari sa akin.
It was past 8 p.m. when the hostages started to exit the building. After further negotiations and even assurance from Mayor Zamora regarding his safety, Paray decided to step outside and publicly air his grievances.
Ang dahilan nila, rotation daw. Pero, wala naman kami. Sa harap niyo po yung mga apat na officer na sinasabi ko. Anong dahilan, bakit ka pinilit niyo akong alisin?
But the agency denies allegations of bribery and maintains their position that Paray was just assigned to a new area.
Para maiwasan natin yung familiarity. Yun na naman ang reason doon. Walang tinanggal. Or nirelieve kundi nagro-rotate lang tayo ng post. Walang nirelieve na security kundi rotation lang. Huwag na tayong kasi hindi yan totoo.
After airing out his sentiments, Paray was pinned down by authorities. He was then brought to the San Juan police station where he is set to face several criminal cases. For News 5, Jenny Dongon, We Are One News.
And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us again next time for another round of Rush. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.